In mid-July, Congress approved a rescission package that eliminates federal funding for the Corporation for Public Broadcasting effective October 1st, 2025. Those federal cuts are carrying implications for us here at PBS North Carolina, in North Carolina. Joining me, PBS North Carolina's General Manager and Chief Executive Officer, David Crabtree. David, good to have you on the set. Heavy topic.
Very heavy topic, Kelly.
How much funding are we scheduled to lose at PBS North Carolina?
You know, over the next 2 years, it's a little over $9 million. There's no spinning it. It is a significant loss. It is a tough loss. We could see it coming, yet once it arrives, it feels differently. So, yeah, it's heavy.
Federal funding's always been a mix. We have local donors who help us and so good to us, state appropriations, grants, and other funding sources. However, when it comes to the federal funding, which is the topic of this, what does it support in terms of products we create, media services that folks out there might enjoy or come to expect from us?
Well, we spend a lot of that money on programming, particularly programming with PBS. I want to make it really clear. We are not going to sacrifice the programming. We're not going to sacrifice what we do. As I said in an op-ed that's in the News and Observer and the Durham paper today and the Charlotte Observer, that we're not going anywhere. It is forcing us to fundamentally change our business model and how we do business. But our commitment is to serve the people of North Carolina with the quality programming they have been used to, both at the national, local, and even international level, keep our commitment for public safety as strong as it has ever been, and our commitment to create educational content will grow even more so.
Is your goal to have it so viewers out there see no changes to what they're receiving through their tablets, the PBS Passport app, or the TV screen via over-the-air?
Great question. That's exactly what I want. If our viewers, our sustainers, the folks who keep us in business, if you will, did not know this had happened, my goal is that they would not know it had happened. What we see on air, over the air, what we see on their tablets, digitally, wherever they may access PBS North Carolina, that does not change.
With the $4+ million, is it reasonable to assume, is there a game plan or even a possibility that the team could come together, go out there and make an effort to raise an equal amount of money to offset the loss of all the federal funding? It's a substantial sum.
It is a substantial sum. I've said in the 3 years I've been here, not every day to people, but I remind people, every one of us who work in this building, in essence, works in development. We carry the message of what we do. We raise the specter of the importance and relevance of what we do. And by the way, because we are public, we should never be shy of asking someone to support us. I want to acknowledge the incredible support we have had over the years here at PBS North Carolina. And when this was UNC TV, the General Assembly has been abundantly generous to us in state appropriations over the years. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting has been very gracious to us during its existence, but that's about to go away. And I'd like to remind people, as you well know this television station came on the air 12 years before there was a CPB. The Corporation for Public Broadcasting and PBS happened after UNC TV was created in North Carolina. We've been around 70 years. We'll be around a lot longer, but our commitment to the quality does not change.
Take us through your prioritization process. If things must come, things must go, but more importantly, service stays the same. With your leadership team, what does it look like when PBS North Carolina is humming on all cylinders, funding or not?
What a great question. You know, oftentimes, Kelly, when as an interviewer, you ask someone a question and they say, what a great question. They're trying to think of an answer. That's not what I'm doing. I love that question. I think we hum on all cylinders consistently. in the midst of what we are dealing with, in the midst of looking at what the General Assembly might do this year as we wait on a budget at the state level, in the midst of seeing what Congress has now done and what the president wants, we have continued with an amazing output of quality work. Again, a viewer would never know. I look at the work you do. I look at the work that happens in the set right next door, Black Issues Forum, a set right over here for Science-y, Rogue History in the other studio. We had a taping of Shaped by Sound yesterday. There's so much happening in the educational division, in the Rudel Suite downstairs. All of these things happening just in this building. And yet we have crews traveling the state right now working on other programs to create content that educates people, inspires people, and allows people to know what's happening in North Carolina. That's humming on all cylinders. I think we don't miss a beat in doing that. We may miss an emotional beat in doing that. It affects everyone in this building. There's a lot of angst that was created around what Congress was going to do. Now that they've finally done it, it's created a different angst. But I've said this from the beginning. We will play the hand that we're dealt. This is the hand that we have been dealt through no fault of our own. It was a decision made in Washington, and we have to find a way to make it work.
It'll work in some degree and some scale. For those folks that are donors that have been giving a long time, they see the subsidy go away. What's fair to ask of them going forward? Do we as a brand ask for more, or do we ask for different?
I think, I love that question as well. I think we ask for different, and we ask it differently. We acknowledge that we exist because the public supports public television. They want public media that is free of governmental restraints, that are free of commercial endorsements in the purity of that sense. They want television that is different. That's what we bring them. And so I think it's fair to go to our viewers, our long-term sustainers, our donors, those who may want to become donors, no matter at what level that might be, and say to them, the way we will continue to exist is with your support. You brought us here for 70 years. We need that support going forward. And by the way, the cost of doing what we do continues to rise. Inflation hits everything. I tell people, and our wonderful Deputy General Manager, Laura Keeler, pointed this out to me one day, and I just wear this now like a mantra at times. We provide our services for free. You never have to pay a cent to access a signal from PBS North Carolina. It's for free, but it's not free to produce it. It takes real dollars, real money, real people, real effort, real benefits, real insurance, all the things that go along with this to create this. We need the support for people. And we ask for that support, not in an aw shucks manner or, we really hate to ask you. No. It's like, if you want to make an investment, if you really believe in us, we need for you to make an investment in what we're doing.
I remember back years ago, I would do those fundraising pledges on TV, and some people think they're outdated. Some people think they're still cool. That's a different debate. But I always wondered, how do you run a station, does content for the right reasons? A lot of our content wouldn't survive out there in mass pop culture, but it's important educationally and civically. And there's a lot of people out there, millions of North Carolinians.
And Kelly,
families they don't have the money to support it, so other people support that mission.
Yeah.
What do you do for the people that are families that they would love to support you? They have small children, they value the programming, but they need someone maybe further in life with a better financial means to step in. How do you make that case that we can reach up and bring these families with us in the future?
That's what we're obligated to do. That comes with our mission. I go back to what the framers pointed out. In order to form a more perfect union, that we are always evolving. This is organic. We will never cross a magic threshold that says, okay, we're there, we've done it, let's move on to something else. It changes all the time. And to those folks who cannot afford, that's why we're here. It's those of us who can afford it. We do it to make it available for everyone in this state. And by the way, if you can't access us, if you have anything that resembles a television set and you're not, there's no broadband in your area, or there is and you can't afford it to get information, our engineering team will bring an antenna to your home and set it up for you. That is how committed we are to serving the people in this state.
David, this last question, if donors out there have watched this interview and they want to reach out and read more, can they go to pbsnc.org, somewhere local, to read more information, to reach out to our team?
Absolutely. Our website is so wonderfully constructed and managed. If the information they're looking for is not there at pbsnc.org, then let us know. We'll get it there. If you have a question, reach out to me. I'm available. My email address is there. I read every single message that comes in. We will not get it right every day, every time. We can't. We are human beings. We're not robots. We need the input from people on what they would like to see more of what we could do better. If they think that we have made a mistake on something, look, we've been in extensive conversations at the national level of it can never be a one-size-fits-all. North Carolina doesn't stack up politically, economically, let's say with California, or we don't stack up with Massachusetts. Wisconsin doesn't necessarily stack up with neighboring states. I mean, this goes on and on all across the country. And I think you can apply that to this state of the mountains in the west to the oceans, to the ocean in the east. And all along the way, it's a state that's number one in attracting new business. Business people want to come here. But it's also a state that still has pockets of abject poverty. And you think, how can that coexist? But it does. It's a state where we have made great progress within our communities and culturally. And yet it's a state that also has a desert of understanding and listening to people. We're here to stand in those gaps, to say we want to listen to you, we want to provide information. And by the way, we may not always agree with everything we see on air, online, but let's create a space that we listen to one another and show dignity to everyone who is watching and participating.
David, the last question, anything else you'd like to share about this whole discussion, what you've been through, what we could experience in the fall? Last word's yours.
The sun will shine again. These are heavy clouds that are on us now. I was just in a conversation before coming here that these clouds will lift. Clouds always do. And when they do, it will be up to us to decide what we're going to do with the sun that enlightens us, that empowers us, how we can work better with the UNC system that fuels what we do, how we can be a better service to the General Assembly, how we can be a better service to county commissions all across the state, how we can be a better service to the people to bring educational content to them. Kelly, one point I want to make about what we do educationally that I think gets lost in the mix sometimes. Yes, we are about education. Well, what does that mean? I remember I've had chancellors of universities say to me, exactly what are you talking about? And here's the way I sum that up. If you watch what we're doing, any program that we have on, whether it's from PBS National, whether it's something we have produced, whether it's on the Kids Channel, whether it's PBS NewsHour, Washington Week, wherever it may have its origination, if you leave that program, if they're watching State Lines, and I've heard this from people, and you turn to your partner, your spouse, whomever it may be, just you might comment out loud, wow, I didn't know that. Bam, you've just been educated. If we can bring little by little new information to people, then we're serving our mission the way it was designed by Bill Friday and first went on the air in 1955. What people will see in the coming months and years is a continuation of what they have seen with some of the best quality you will see anywhere in the country from people who are dedicated to do what they do, and we will do it in a way where we are shepherding those donations, shepherding those funds as if it were our own money, and you can't waste a dime.
Thank you for your time, Mr. Crabtree. An important conversation for our viewers and supporters out there. And thanks for answering the questions.
Kelly,
and good luck. Good luck to you in the work you're going to be doing. And the team here is going to keep doing what it does.
Thank you, and to our viewers, and to the team who works in this building that makes up this family known as PBS North Carolina. I am humbled to play whatever role I can in moving our mission forward, and I thank you for the opportunity.